Yes, ara for mamu ina kwaba. Era over platform we so host Nana Aji and I want me edi asiemu no. Ara for ekwanya John Dramani Mahama His Excellency Mr. President efa so e collapse ye. Ebrekora atamis ewu yero. Ekwanya fa so collapse ye. Enye fedi agro ene John Dramani Mahama aba be dance sem ni nyina di. E de che Ghana for no bi kan we e bi kan say e bi sian wani hu bi wono kura na say ba bi a wote asem no a o collapse ye arafo yenko nsem ni mo de sansero emfa emamoy
died. Where exactly were you at what time did you hear the news and your reaction?
I was in the office.
Oh, okay.
We had gone for a program at the International Conference Center. That prof was supposed to attend. This was the launch of Brand Ghana, and then he had left a minute asking them to tell me to represent him. So I did that together with the chief of staff, and then when we finished, we came back to the office. And so I went straight up to my office and started to work. I had a courtesy call by General Obasanjo. He was coming to give a lecture at UDS, a lecture series that UDS had instituted, and he was paying a courtesy call on me before continuing to Tamale. So I was just preparing to receive him, you know, when I got a call from the chief of staff. Remember, I'd come back with him from the conference center, and then he said he had just been called to the residence, and that prof was not feeling well, and so they had called for an ambulance, and they were going to take him to 37. So I said I was receiving General Obasanjo, and when I finish, I'll follow up to the hospital. And so I went ahead and received the general, and then when I finished, I came to my office to pick up my mobile phones. It was at that minute, that time, I think I was about, if I remember properly, it was about 2:30 thereabouts, almost 2:30. And then I got a call from the chief of staff, and he asked where I was, and I said I was just leaving to come and join them in the hospital. And then he said I should wait in the office, that there was no need to come, and that the president had just passed away. This was about 2:30 or shortly before 2:30, and it was a very sad day. I just collapsed in my chair and broke down and wept like a baby, and it's not something I like to recount.
So that evening, here you are, you know, have to be sworn in as president, and we could tell you were tensed up. What was going through your mind as you are swearing in and this whole?
Now what happened was, after this had happened, my ADC locked up my office, and so I was in the office by myself, just trying to gather myself. I was there for about an hour when the speaker, Honorable Dua Jaho, the Attorney General, and some other people came to see me, and so my ADC called on the intercom and said they wanted to see me. So I went into the little washroom and washed my face to try and look a bit composed. And so they came in and said that they had referred to the Constitution, and that the swearing in must take place immediately, as soon as possible. I protested. I thought that we could do it the next day, because I just didn't see how I could bring myself to go through a ceremony like that with the kind of tragic news that one had received. But they were insistent and said that by the provisions of the Constitution, you know, there didn't have to be a vacuum left, and so they were going to recall Parliament, because Parliament had been adjourned for the day. And despite my protestations, I mean, they insisted and said that Parliament will convene at 6, and that the swearing-in will take place at 7:30. And so what I did was to close and go home and try to, you know, get myself together to be able to go through something like that. It was a very difficult time. I prayed to God to give me the strength to go through it. I slept for a while. I woke up, I took a shower, and I dressed up. The rest is a days. It was just a blur of faces.
Yes, ara for to obutie video ni ya wati Mahama wo no collapse ye. What you say, Mahama collapsed. Say what say Mr. Mahama wu or take atamis woro. O collapse na say Mahama wu ye video we pe enepe na mahunu sa video me hunu da. Yes, enepe. So e Ghana for be keka nsem enna yeah John Dramani Mahama His Excellency Krano, Jen and Sawumbi, say this, say, Miss Ghana, the rate a master at Nasi. I study Ghana for. Yeah, you better a political stand. Obia on a political stand that would Ghana ha. Ye need journalist. Obia on a political stand. I would jinem. Obia bets me kasa in the favor of his party. So his or her party. But on him, the rates are Ghana for QZ Mahama. Say one mom na just or share chile, one on a kuma tames, one on allegedly, wape bibia tames, atames, who I had the meho I had. Adetia Jo Mahama, Wabunikum, in some way better they left and right center. Nenzo no baby atames collapse, ya rushing into hospital. Nay, they say John Dramani Mahama Kram Meho. Now one office, I just don't support news will collapse inside his chair. On his chair will collapse. Fancy committee, I tell Kuyanisoro. No, be a cancer now, your muscle. In Tempana or Quan Twist actually, or collapse. Nenso Ghana for cansam. Jansa, Ghana, adio muchiniso or hombachero. Now be ye, and you knew so be a yellow or bushum. Say Ghana higher tea. Say wo. What chero now be ye yanko pombe obe bre aye juma gain like a crab with some. Adia Ghana for chilling is a wo. Wunu ya bibe yale, o maami bibe yale. And your mom best asem the correct ye. Adia Ghana for chiri, and it says a biota fracture. Wunu will be nam. Nani panebe. Ghana for don't believe say nipa to me woo. Ghana hayeti say nipa da sani to me transi ewu. Etuni Ghana abrewa kure wua. Omupe nipa de sheno. Abrewa wua. Omupe nipa e de sheno. What you say? Abrewa be we wase sabi yakura na chika makama no. Ube unse ko bibini. Wo penipa e wa abusuanim. Obi oben no na de sheno. Obi akakra won nsem wa abusuanim ne ya de hye no. Akolaiti moto su prudududu. Me de kan asem keke o. What you say me de kan asem ma na be si asam so. Akolaiti moto esu yi prudududu kwase speed no okọ. Akolai ko nya accident owu ya pe. Ni ape abrewa ba ko wa abusuanim. Anasikani ba ko wo mu yesi wod na ye na ade wod na ye na ade Jimmy Sagana nipa ne mistakes be kunu no yes obi na kunu what I say atamis ko wu yi atamis ye na enim se na onye fit na ne ho nhyeda anya den okasakura na obo ne hwene na yeso atamis wu ye Mahama TB huyan Mahama o TB huyan o modi hihye nani ase wo Ghana ha Nanzo ye nyina ye nim za asem ya omoken na okure bia ni Mahama nku obi aye. What I say? Mahama nku obi aye nanso woni hwan ko defend e we say wonim yes majority carry the vote. Nanzo no wonim say ko wi ase ye de to sympathy Mahama the win sympathy vote. Mahama nya sympathy vote e the win 2012 elections. What I say? Our transfer to 2016, Mahama nya sympathy vote at the winning because now we are closer to elections and our time is ewu year. So what I say, and to the sympathy vote at the winning elections. And I did my dear BCM Dobia Rasi Besia be Macramo Baba.